Got asthma.
Oh. Hello and welcome back. My name is Nettie Owens, and we're continuing on our series of what businesses need to know. You can check out the entire series at whatbusinessesneedtoknow.com. Today, I've brought with me Connie Knudson, and she's going to be talking to us about energy flow and how that relates to your work and your business. So Connie serves women specifically who would love to magically manifest their goals and dreams. That sounds brilliant. She uses the time-honored principles of feng shui to align their environment with their goals and dreams, and she supports them in modifying their environment, which is something that I love, with the cures and activations needed for each home or business for the current year. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. So tell me a little bit about, we're combining these ideas of feng shui and business and your space and how they all mesh together. So tell me a little bit about that combination. What about that combination works?
Well, everything. Energy flow. Everything is energy. Money is energy, and the way you arrange your office is energy. So it can either support you or pull your energy down. What you put in your environment, where you put it, where you face in your desk, it all influences how much flow comes into you.
Interesting. This is fascinating. We've had a couple different people come on and speak around some of these ideas that kind of combine the energetic ideas with business ideas, and it's so interesting to see that overlap. So what would you say is one thing that business owners can do to work smarter, not harder? So I'm curious about this one.
Okay, so I'd say the most important thing you can do is to declutter your desk and office each night before you go to bed, and before you close down the office. I mean, may not whatever time it is, but there's studies that show that if you declutter your desk, it raises your brain wave from beta to alpha, which is beta is basic survival, alpha is higher. So if you have clean desk, beautiful surroundings, very good flow, you can immediately, in 3 seconds, raise your brain wave to alpha. So that's pretty important if you want to stay focused on your goals.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just thinking about, the days that I'm tired and I just get up from my desk and everything from that day is still left on it. So you're saying clear it off, start fresh the next day, and that actually gives you an energy boost that same day as well, just to see the desk cleared.
Exactly.
Excellent. All right. I'll definitely be trying that this afternoon, just to see. But I'm sure you're right. What would you say? Actually, I'm curious. Is this something that you do?
Even if you're not sure, you can muscle test and find out. Well, my energy is really strong, but you'll feel it. You'll feel it.
I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Do you do it? Do you clear your desk every day?
I do most of the time.
I love the honesty.
Yeah. I just moved into this office, so I still have some things that need to be fixed, but yeah. Most of the office is pretty clear. It's just my desk. Okay.
Fantastic. So what would you say is one feng shui tip business owners should keep in mind when they're setting up their home or business for abundance?
Okay, what you want to do is situate yourself so that you're sitting like a king or a queen. You want to be able to see the door and face one of your good directions. Now, if you could imagine how a king or queen would sit, they wouldn't be looking out the window. They wouldn't be looking with their back to you at the wall. They would be looking out, and when you came in, they would see you and give you permission to come in. So facing where the energy flow is coming in will bring you more abundance. And there are stories of people who are like writers and they wanted to get inspiration, but they were facing outside the window and they were unable to get, beautiful as it is, they were unable to get inspired. Changing that direction. It was a very famous person who did that, and changing that. Now he's a proliferous writer and has written quite a few best-selling books, but it wasn't happening before he changed his desk. So it's a very effective tip.
I mean, I always thought about that as like, I'd want to see who's coming in that door, but now you're saying that there's more to it, so facing the door, and even though the view might be lovely out your window, you should definitely have an angle on the door.
Exactly.
All right. And what would you say you need to be careful of when setting up an office for more success or abundance? Are there any like pitfalls we should watch out for?
One of them is the placement of mirrors. That's a very important thing to be aware of. If you're looking at yourself while you're working, if you have a mirror on the side, it will double the work that you have to do. And you will, because it's telling the universe there's two people there. So you'll get the work of two people, and you won't have enough energy to do all that because there's only one of you. So it's not a good idea to have a mirror reflecting you, at least not so you can see it. There's other angles that might work, but that's really something you need to be careful of. There's also something that is a little more perhaps not as well known, and that is about there's some negative energy flow in two areas that come into the world every year. And they're like very nasty, actually. There, for example, the one is called the disaster star that was in the east, which was the cause of this pandemic. I mean, I won't say the cause. It was the energy was there, the potential was there for something worldwide to happen on a disastrous level, and that's why. And so there's things that we can do in our home to put in the east. One of them, I'm just going to share one of them. One of them is to put a lush green plant in the east to protect your family from getting sick, in addition to all the normal precautions. But that green is a symbolic of healing, and having green in that particular area is a particularly important this year. I can say that.
So figuring out which way is east would be step one. And step two is to place a lush green plant. And so I know people are going to be listening and saying, okay, well, I don't have a green thumb. I have a black thumb. So can I put a picture of a plant, or does it really have to be a plant?
I have a what? I didn't hear what you said.
I don't have a green thumb. I know some of our listeners might say they don't have a green thumb. So
you can put artificial works too. Artificial works too. Energy is stronger in a live plant, but it should be a large plant or a small tree is what's recommended. Even something like a money tree. I mean, something green is the color that's doing it for you. But since it's a health energy, I would suggest living.
I understand. I'm just playing, playing the advocate here to say, what might get our people stumped? So you have some great resources available, Connie, and I'd love if you would just share for a minute, if people are interested in changing their flow and energy flow and abundance to them, what are some suggestions? How should they reach out to you?
Well, first of all, they can send an email. I'm having a program in January to help people set up their home for success and abundance for 2021. The energy is about ready to change flow, and it's going to be a group program, and I would love to help people to do that. So they can email me at ckhealthcoach, just like imagine a health coach, at gmail.com. That's one way. Another one is to go to my website and download a free ebook, 5 Steps to Attract Abundance. And you go to ConnieKnudson.com and download that. Or you can join. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. There's a lot.
Yeah. Keep it simple. That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today, Connie. I really appreciated learning about these things.